Hi, can you all hear me? Sorry, my ratio on this is fucked up because I realized I had to make the window smaller. Oh well. I always have mic issues when I first start streaming. It's like basically a tradition at this point, so I'm hoping that that is not the case. We will see, I guess. It also lags behind on my end, so or I think on your guys' end. I don't know. The chat comes in before I don't know. My brain is very fried right now. Basically, I won't know for a second even if you say it, or you won't hear me saying it. I don't know. It's not timed properly, and I don't know how to fix it. Also, I'm just Sims because usually I draw when I stream, but I don't feel like doing that. So this is what we're doing. I'm hoping I'm audible. No one has said I'm audible. I'm gonna ask in the chat. It looks like it's working, but that doesn't always mean it's actually working. Sorry, this is how the beginning of like every single stream goes because my mic just wants me to suffer. Okay, vibes. Yay, thank God. Oh, okay. What was I saying? Fucking, I don't know. Honestly, I don't even have anything specific I wanted to talk about. I'm just bored, and my boyfriend is taking a nap. So, live stream, I guess. I have no idea what I was gonna build. I was just like, I don't want to draw. What else can I put in the background? Oh, Sims. There were no ideas. Someone give me an idea. I don't like building weird shit. I like building shit that would actually exist in real life. Well, sometimes I like building weird shit, but like that's not what I'm feeling right now. So, but I don't know. I say this like I can multitask and play Sims and talk. That's not true. I can't multitask playing Sims any more than I can multitask drawing, but alas. I probably should have at least had a vague idea of what I wanted to talk about before I started streaming, but here we are, and we're not doing that, so it'd be that way. I'm just gonna build a house. That's what we're doing, because I can't think of anything else remotely interesting, so. House. Where's the stupid diagonal? Okay, I'll just use this, I guess. That's fine. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, by the way. It's fine, though. We cope. That's how most of my life is. I have no idea what I'm doing. I should have, like... Oh my god. I'm always, like, fucking dying whenever there's, like, not a super... Like, I don't come on here with a specific topic I want to talk about, and then the chat isn't super active, so they're not giving me anything to talk about, which is fine. It's my fault. I fucking started the stream having no idea what I wanted to talk about, but I'm just like, oh, now people are listening to me, and I have nothing to say. I probably would if I'd stopped playing Sims to actually form a coherent thought, but we don't do that, so... I can see that. That's funny. Regrettably, I am from Texas. It's just, like, internalized in my brain with the Texas shit. Like, it's so fucking weird that Texas basically uses the shape of the state itself as a logo. Like, it's on fucking everything. Usually with a star. I'm so... Like, there's things I miss about Texas, but they're very few and far between. They pretty much consist of Tarka, HEB, and my friend. That's about it. And I guess knowing street names. I, like, do not fucking know any street names, even though I've lived here for almost 2 years. But I also lived in Austin for, like, over 20 years before I even remembered any of the street names. I'm just really bad at directions, honestly. I don't even think that's... I think I'll probably live here till I'm 50 before I learn the street names. Dude, HEB tortillas and the HEB brand jalapeno chips are like, my mom, so my brother still lives in Texas. He goes to school at UT, so my mom goes back to Texas like every couple months or whatever to visit him and his girlfriend. And she drives usually, so she usually brings me back food. And last time she went, she brought me back like 3 bags of, you know, the HEB tortillas that they're like, basically, they're not like fully raw, but like you're supposed to cook them on a stove yourself. They're so fucking good. Those, and then the HEB brand jalapeno chips. I wish she could bring me back Tarka, which is it was an Indian restaurant in Austin that I like. But that's like a restaurant, not like HEB, so you can't just like stick it in a freezer and be like, here you go, I brought it back. But yeah, I fucking love HEB. HEB, I get HEB is like a Texas thing, but it needs to expand. Okay, wait. If you grew up, so wait, Vivi, I don't know if you grew up in Texas or if you just lived there, but this was such a fucking stupid joke that everyone like. So HEB is the, I'm sure you know this, but like just for context, HEB is the initials of the guy who owns the company, and his name is, I think it's Herbert Edward Butt, but his last name is Butt. So whenever I was in like third grade, everyone would be like, "Did you know that HEB means butt?" And I'm like, they'll never, every fucking time that I think of HEB like in any abstract context, I just remember everyone thinking that was the funniest shit whenever I was like 7, and I'm just like, that's permanently associated with HEB. At least Broadway isn't showing off its shape as a flag. Can you imagine? With Texas it kind of works, but Broadway is the kind of place I think would totally do that if it weren't for Texas. Do you mean like Broadway is in like musical, or like there's also a Broadway where I live, but like I assume that's probably not what you mean. I'm confused because Broadway is in a state, I guess, and also I'm stupid. Oh, okay. So I was actually born in San Antonio. I lived in Austin for pretty much my whole life, but I was technically born on the Air Force base in San Antonio because my dad was in the Air Force to pay for medical school. So, Air Force base. I don't remember living in San Antonio at all. I didn't even live there for a full year. I was basically born there, and then he was done with the military, and then we moved. But I'm still like mentally aware of that. Although me and my ex-boyfriend, his mom was like loaded as shit, and she bought us season passes to the Six Flags in San Antonio. I think it's a Fiesta Texas is the one in San Antonio. So we would drive from Austin to San Antonio. Either it was like every other weekend or something ridiculous like that for like the whole summer for like 2 years in a row, and it was kind of horrible because one time my car's AC broke on the way back, not even on the way there, on the fucking way back. It was horrible. And I'm like super heat intolerant. Like that's already bad with just like Texas weather in general in like the middle of fucking August or whatever, but like especially because I'm super heat intolerant, and he couldn't drive. And I throw up and pass out if I get too hot. Like that hasn't happened to me since I've been here because it just doesn't get that degree of hot here. But if I was like outside for too long in like August or July, I would just like straight up pass out. So I had to pull over, and he couldn't drive. So like we were just kind of sitting there on the side of the road like, oh, okay, well, you're gonna crash us into a wall if you drive, so I guess not. So that was fun. But other than that, I did used to go to San Antonio like fucking constantly for Six Flags, but we literally never did anything else. We went straight to Six Flags and straight back to the house. That was all we did. Actually, no, I think we went to the boardwalk a few times. There's this fucking restaurant on the boardwalk. I have no idea what it's called, but it's the one with, it's a Mexican restaurant, and it has those colorful umbrellas in front of it. And I literally ate there when I was like 12 or something. Like maybe I was younger than that. I don't know. My whole family hates that restaurant because we went there because it looked so fun because of the colorful umbrellas, and it was on the boardwalk. Because we did used to just like go on day trips to San Antonio because Austin is less interesting than it looks if you live there. And we went there because like we like Mexican food. It was on the boardwalk, whatever, and it was horrible. Like the chips were like drenched in oil. Like not like they were like like it was like soggy, drenched in oil. And then apparently my mom went there without us at some point just to see if it got better. Like years later. Did not. It was, I think so. I'm gonna fucking ask my mom. I'm not gonna call her because she'll kill me if I put her on a live stream, but I'm gonna text her. What is that nasty restaurant on the San Antonio boardwalk with the umbrellas. I'm sure if I looked up a picture of it, I'd recognize it, but I'm just asking her. I think that might be it though, because it sounds familiar. Now I gotta look it up because I'll recognize it. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm like 90% sure that that's it. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just another bad Mexican restaurant, but like it looks. Oh no, it's not. Okay, my mom said it's called Rio Rio. It looks similar to that though, so. For whatever reason, a restaurant usually has either good pancakes or good spaghetti, allegedly never both. I've never been to a restaurant that has both spaghetti and pancakes. Sorry, my mom texted me again. Sorry, I needed to consume nicotine because I am a horrible person. I'm just, like, perfect with the timing, Casper. I'm psychic, but I don't know it. Dude, these poles are too fucking large to put in this spot. Now, she sent me an attachment. What is the attachment? It's called Rio Rio Cantina, I guess. And now I guess it is closed. Finally. Wait, I gotta pull up a picture of it because I feel like if you lived in San Antonio, you'll know what I'm talking about. Even though I guess it's closed, but I gotta get a new. Why do I have a Discord notification? Go away. You gotta get a new Chrome window though, so I don't like show my live stream. Yeah, it was like so bad. I don't want the outside. I want the side that's like on the boardwalk because there's like they changed the umbrellas. Okay, apparently the umbrellas were blue as of recently, but I haven't been there in years. They used to be like here they are. Okay, here's a picture of it because it looks so pretty and fun vibes and it's all cute and then it's like the most horrible food you've ever eaten in your life. Okay, wait, I gotta change it to this to show it. It's this guy. It's like on the boardwalk. And it is horrible. Okay, wait. I gotta switch it back to The Sims now. And also resize it, because I fucked up the size by trying to show the restaurant. Sorry. That was not very convenient. This is very professional, obviously, of me dragging around my shit. Oh my god, I'm like losing all my things and I moved my little super chat thing to the wrong place somehow. I don't even know how I moved that. There we go. Okay. It's fixed. Back to normal. Apparently it just closed this year in January, according to my mom. Yeah, I like the Riverwalk. The Riverwalk is fun. I don't know if there's anywhere like that here. There probably is somewhere, but not like that I'm aware of. There was also this closed a while ago, actually. This wasn't on the boardwalk, but it was, like, near it. It was by this, like, haunted hotel that me and my friend stayed at as a kid. The Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum, we used to go there whenever we were kids. Because we used to go to San Antonio. It was, like, a day trip, like, a lot with my parents, even before the whole Six Flags thing. And they had this, like, little thing where you could make wax hands. That's really all I remember about it. Apparently there was also like a mini roller coaster in it, but I was terrified of roller coasters as a kid because I sucked. I like them now. But I never went on it because it scared me because I was a pussy. But it did exist. Oh, nice. I don't remember, like... I think we just had, like, normal holidays in school, because I just went to, like, a secular private school. Hello! When you're on holiday, your family, someone with over 20 holidays, probably. I don't know what I want to do for the siding on this house. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, a lot of restaurants I really like died. There's this restaurant, a different ex-boyfriend from earlier high school. I think I've talked about it before. Theater kid. It was So his mom was a landlord, and yes, she did suck. I was not the only one. He disliked her. She was like super transphobic, and also she was a landlord. Anyway, she sucked. But she owned the building that this restaurant was in, and me and this guy lived really close to each other. Like literally, like even for me being disabled, like walking distance. And this restaurant was like right by our house. I don't want to say what the name is since I connected it to someone I know, like owning the building. But it was like right by our house, and it was 24 hours. It was like a 24-hour cafe. And it was like literally, first of all, it was really good. But we went there constantly because it was really close. And since his mom owned the building, we got free food, which we abused the shit out of, by the way, and later stopped getting free food if she wasn't with us. Especially because he had like, I think like a cousin or something, or a friend, I don't know, someone that he knew that worked there also, so gave us like more free food than we were supposed to get. But we would walk there like drunk as hell in the middle of the night and just go eat there, and it was great. Also, my dad works nights, and both me and my brother are like night owls, obviously, so my dad took us there one time, like at like 4 in the fucking morning. But it closed because of COVID. It has the building is still there. It has something else in it, but it's like a chicken place or something. It's something I can't eat. So it's sad. But yeah, it technically has 2 locations. There is another one that's still open, even though I don't live there anymore. But it's not the same because it's not the same because it's not the one that I went to at like 4 in the morning drunk. So it doesn't hit the same, even if it tastes the same. I've only ever lived in Canada. Visiting the US seemed like it would be cool, but the politics there seem scary. No offense. No, you're right. As someone who lives here, they are scary. The worst thing about the restaurant was that last time I ate from there, I ended up puking after. Oh, I'm sorry. That's rough. I made these walls way too tall. I do not need that. Yeah, the US does suck. I mean, I love Colorado, don't get me wrong. It's way better, but it's still like federal laws still apply to us, so if we ever go full Handmaid's Tale, I'm not safe in Colorado. But yeah, Colorado's better, but the US overall is not great, to be honest. I don't like it here. Yeah, I mean, I love Colorado. I just wish I wasn't, like, scared of the politics. Like, Colorado's politics are a lot better than Texas, so, like, it's not... I feel a lot safer here than I did in Texas, but it's still, like... You know, at the end of the day, federal laws still apply here. And people in Texas and places like it still have influence on those. And sometimes disproportionate influence, because the Electoral College is basically rigging shit on purpose. Like, that's just what it fucking is. It's a very simplified take of the Electoral College, but it's also not really wrong, so... Yeah, no, there's been some, like, interviews and shit, like, to be fair, I haven't read the Handmaid's Tale book, I've only watched the show, and I actually haven't finished it, I have, like, the last season left, but sometimes I feel like I'm watching, like, in the Handmaid's Tale show, I don't know if this is the case in the books, but there's, like, these flashbacks to, like, what happened before America became like that, basically. Like, what led up to it being like that. And sometimes, yeah, it reminds me of those flashbacks from The Handmaid's Tale of what happened before it turned into that. And especially because there's a whole fucking thing, and this, mind you, the book was written before Trump was, like, even considered, as a politician, let alone this happened. There's a thing where they literally, like, storm the Capitol. Like, they go, and they actually succeed, to be fair. They kill a bunch of politicians and shit, like, which didn't happen in real life. They didn't succeed at doing that, but they did try. Which just, like, ugh. Very, ugh. Very bad vibes. Oh God, do you live in Utah? I'm so sorry. Oh Lord. Salt Lake, a city, a land of hope and joy. And if we want to get there, we just have to follow that white boy. Sorry, it's the Book of Mormon. I'm so sorry for your loss. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, Utah is super pretty, but Mormons. My neighbor is actually a Mormon. He's very nice, and he is not like homophobic or anything, which is nice. They're like, well, I don't know. I assume his wife is Mormon too. I've only really talked to him, but they're like a younger but not like our age couple. Like they have like younger kids, like I think like 10 to 6 or something. I think they're like in their late 30s or early 40s, but they're chill, they're nice. But Mormonism as a whole is not. Oh my God, I was fucking mortified because the day we moved in, he was super nice. He came and helped us move our stuff in. Because we didn't have like movers or anything. We just had like a U-Haul. And he like just came and helped us move our stuff in. It was super nice. And I was like, oh, thank you so much, whatever. And he started talking to my dad because my dad was helping us move our stuff too. He drove the U-Haul. And he was talking to my dad. And I have this sticker on my car that says, "My rabbit pissed on the Book of Mormon," because my rabbit pissed on the Book of Mormon, and I thought it was funny. That's about that. It's because it happened. I have a Book of Mormon that I stole from a hotel whenever I got my dog. So he's talking to my dad, and I'm not there. Me and my boyfriend are like in the house, and he's outside talking to this guy. His name's John, and he mentions that he's a Mormon, and I think he mentioned it because my dad actually outed us to all of our neighbors, which very much pissed me off. He did not ask me about that, and we were both very upset about it. But and he was like, oh, like I think it was kind of like, oh, you know, we're Mormon, but just so you know, like we're you know, not, we don't have anything against that. Like we want to support you guys, whatever. Like it was very nice. There was no issue with him, just other than my dad outing us without permission. And like in terms of the neighbor, there is nothing a problem. There's a problem with my dad. But my dad comes inside and is like, just so you know, they're Mormon and you can't be obnoxious about it. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be obnoxious about it. I don't want to have another shitty neighbor, dude. Like I had a neighbor at my old house in Austin that really hated me, and I really hated him. I think I've talked about him before. I was like, I don't want to make him dislike me, dude. Like, I'm not gonna do shit. And he was like, your stickers, though. And apparently, he ended up going back out and talking to him, and he apologized on my behalf for the sticker. And the guy was like, I don't know, it doesn't really offend me. I think it's kind of stupid to get offended over things like that. It's just a sticker. And I'm like, see? Because my dad is very, like, mortified of offending anyone. Like, I told him a joke on Easter whenever we went out to breakfast one year that my friend who is Catholic told me, mind you. It was not, like, remote. It was something about, like, Jesus being a rabbit. Like, it was not remotely offensive. And he, like, flipped the fuck out. He was like, you can't say that in public at all, let alone on Easter. And I'm like, I was told this joke by a Catholic who goes to Catholic school. Like, what? Anyway, point being, I very wanted to be like, I told you so, because I feel like most people aren't as the way he is about things like that. I love the soundtrack to the Book of Mormon musical. Hasadiga Iwawai found its way into my sarcastic playlist. I fucking love that. Hasadiga Iwawai. Okay, I won't subject y'all to my singing. I'm so sorry. I'm not a good singer, but I hear Book of Mormon and I have like an impulsive urge. I fucking love that musical so much. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, like, the thing is, like, Mormonism very much has this culture of, like, toxic positivity, of, like, you have to be, you know, I mean, like, it's a stereotype, but it is, I've known a lot of Mormons. It is true that, like, and, like, at the end of the day, I think most of the time, at least in my experience, you can tell who's being nice because they're genuinely nice and who's being nice because they're Mormon. Maybe I can't. Maybe it's because I'm autistic and I think I can and I can't. I don't know. But, either way, you know, he's very nice, and I am glad that he's normal about it instead of, you know, some people that I've known. So yeah, I mean, like, it sucks, honestly. I feel bad for, I mean, like, even though the whole, like, toxic positivity thing in Mormonism also negatively affects other people and can be really disingenuous and stuff, I do genuinely feel bad for Mormons who are doing that, because it doesn't just apply to, you know, how they treat other people. A lot of the time it applies to how they think about their own, like, situations and stuff, and I think that's, you know, kind of sad, like, that you're not allowed to, I mean, it's not like they're not allowed to be upset, I guess, but it's just kind of a sad, shallow way to live, and I can imagine it's not pleasant, especially, you know, growing up like that or anything. It's probably not great. Okay, yeah, Sonic actually has, I didn't know that this was a Mormon thing until recently, but Sonic actually has dirty soda. They have a Dr. Pepper, or I think you can add it to any soda now, actually, but it used to just be Dr. Pepper. It's like, coconut cream and lime juice or something. I think it's just creamer in, like, Mormon language, but it's coconut cream and lime at Sonic, and I got it in both Dr. Pepper and in the ocean water, and it absolutely fucks. I kind of thought it was weird, but I was like, you know what? I like coconut milk, and I think it's coconut cream. I don't know. I like coconut and I like lime, so sure, I'll try this. It's new. And I was expecting to kind of not like it, but now it's like my go-to thing. I fucking love Dr. Pepper. I used to drink ungodly amounts of Diet Dr. Pepper. If you ever go to Austin, there is this candy shop called Big Top on South Congress, and they have, like, a soda bar, like a 50s, like, they mix it in front of you soda bar. And my favorite Dr. Pepper is cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper, but you can't really buy that in cans. They only ever have it at the, like, those, like, Coca-Cola freestyle things that they have at, like, movie theaters and, I don't know, Schlotsky's. Those are the only places I've ever seen them. But since they made the soda, they could make it, and oh my god, it was, like, the best thing ever. Like, it was better than just, like, normal. I don't know. It's so good. So if you ever go to Austin, go to Big Top Candy on South Congress and get soda. I'm hoping that's still there. Honestly, so many things on South Congress that are, like, iconic things have been closing, so now I need to look it up. Big Top Candy, Austin. Is it still open? Does it still exist? Please tell me it did die. Okay, it does still exist. I mean, it's closed right now, obviously, because it's, like, 9, but, or whatever the hell time it is in Texas. But it is, like, alive. It is not deceased. I will have to try that. I drink an ungodly amount of diet soda. I think if I didn't drink exclusively diet soda, I think I would be, like, 700 pounds because of the sheer amount of soda I drink. Like, and to be fair, I like diet soda. My mom only bought diet soda when we were kids, so I just grew up drinking diet soda, so I just kind of prefer it. But I'm glad that I prefer it because of, like, just the sheer amount of soda. I'm counting the empty 12 packs of soda in my room right now. There's 2 empty Diet Cream soda, 1 Coke, 1 Cherry Pepsi. I have a full container of Diet Cherry 7-Up. Oh, and a Diet Baja Blast. So, there is I drink a lot of soda. I also drink water. I just prefer soda. I say as I drink more soda. No, I feel like normal soda just, like, I don't know, it's too sweet. Maybe it's just because I drink so much soda, like, maybe it wouldn't be too sweet if I only drank, like, one of them, but I don't do that, so... I love milk. I went, like, 3 years without drinking milk before I moved in with my boyfriend. Well, I drink almond milk, and to be fair, I still like almond milk, because I wasn't vegan, because I'm allergic to too many things, that are in vegan food and have too many sensory issues with a lot of it, because a lot of it's really soft, and I can't do soft foods. So I wasn't, like, fully vegan, but I was trying to, like, not, like, as minimal animal products as I could get away with, basically, so... I would drink almond milk, and I still like almond milk. I actually prefer almond milk in, like, coffee and tea and stuff, but, I didn't drink normal milk for, like, 3 fucking years, and then I moved in with my boyfriend, And he just buys normal milk. And I initially bought almond milk for me, but because I loved milk whenever I was a kid. I, like, chugged milk. And I fucking forgot how good just, like, normal milk is. I still hate skim milk, though. That shit's nasty. 2% or whole milk is fine. We usually buy 2%. But, like, skim milk is just, like, cloudy water. Breaded cinnamon sugar. I don't know what that means. You gotta do a video on traditionalist Catholics, Kanan. I just heard. Yeah. Catholics just. I don't have anything, like. I feel like with Pentecostals, it's justified for me to be, like, more mean to them because they're just so ridiculous and out there, but I really don't have anything more nice to say about Catholicism than I do Pentecostals. But people will take to me being mean about Catholicism probably a little bit worse than Pentecostals. But it's on my list. I'm just not exactly sure where I'm going with it, or if I will be going anywhere with it. But that's been on the back of my mind for a while. It's just generally, like, Catholics. I guess not specifically, like, traditionalist Catholics, but just Catholicism in general. Because I don't think I talked about Catholicism once other than, like, giving it as, like, an example in something. Like, I think I gave it as an example in my cult video of, like, how, like, I think I was like, you know, you can be a casual Catholic. I've known people who are casual Catholics who just kind of go to mass on Christmas and that's, like, it, and then just say they're Catholic or whatever, but, like, you can't do that with, like, cults. I think that's the only time I've even ever said the word Catholic in a video. I don't understand bagged milk. I love Canada. I have been to Canada, like, over 5 times, and I would love to live in Canada, but bagged milk is the one thing about Canada that I just do not get. I do not understand why you would do that. Why would you... Because I know you, like, I mean, I know you put it over, like, a pitcher or whatever, but, like, that just seems like so much extra work for no reason. And it's not even like it reduces waste, because it's still in plastic. Ugh, I love Ontario. I've only been to Ontario and British Columbia, but I'd like to go more places. I think I've said this before. I wanted to go to school in Ontario, so we went there multiple times, like, over the course of a couple years for this, like, open house portfolio review thing. And then we just went to Vancouver for vacation. I mean, sure, they're heavy, but, like, that's so much easier. You could just buy a smaller jug of milk. You don't have to buy a gallon. I wish there were just, like, normal doors in The Sims that were medium wall height. Like, there's no just, like, normal inside the house doors that are medium wall height. And then it just looks like... I mean, I guess because there's not really doors like that in real life. Usually there's just a gap, but, like, I don't like it. It annoys me. I don't care if that's not really how houses look. There's plenty of things in The Sims that aren't real, so I think we should get medium wall height inside doors. I've been to Canada. I live there. Shocking. Oh, I got another Discord. Is it important? This one's actually from my server, so I care to check it. Okay, it's not that important. No offense if you sent the message, it's not urgent. French Canada. Imagine speaking French. I'm just bullying you, I'm sorry. I've always wanted to go to Canada. I've never left this country's soil. That is sad. I've been to... I'm trying to think of... I haven't been to, like... I've been to more countries than the average person, but not, like, an obscene amount. I've been to, I'm not counting layovers also, because I guess technically I've been to England for a layover, but that doesn't, like... I didn't even leave the airport or the terminal, like... So, I've been to Norway. I've been to Mexico, Canada, obviously. I've been to Aruba. I think that's it. I think that's the list. I don't remember. No, I've also been to Belize, but it was like on a cruise, so we like weren't there very long, but it's still technically been there. So, Mexico, Belize, Aruba, Canada, Norway. That's a decent amount. I feel like that's a decent amount of countries. I really want to go to like Italy or France or somewhere that's like known for food, especially because like, I don't know. I just want to. I probably couldn't eat that much there, to be honest, but like, I want to go anyway. My boyfriend speaks a bit of French. There's this bunny that I follow on TikTok whose owner is French, and they post in French, and he translated their bunny post for me. Oh, that's so annoying. The floor goes a different direction because it's diagonal than the rest of the house. Can I change that? No. It's just, I'm pressing all the buttons. No, I don't want that. I'm pressing, like, all the buttons to see if I can change that, and it's, like, not. I know there is a way to, like, rotate it, but I don't remember how. Hey, Siri. How do you rotate floor tiles in The Sims 4?
To rotate floor tiles, make sure to select the single floor tile option. This option can be found in the build menu, usually located on the left side of the screen.
I know how to select single floor tiles. I just don't know how to rotate them. I didn't need all that. Oh, that's annoying as shit. I'm not doing that. Never mind. It's really annoying. Okay, I guess we'll just have stupid floor tiles. Hello, welcome. Farthest I've been was like Alaska. Oh, Alaska's cool. I'd like to go to Alaska. Oh, that'd be cool to go to the Dominican Republic. The in thing for lore building seems to have the author just know... I'm not sure what you're talking about. With the story thing. Maybe I missed something. Because I'm confused. French grammar is stupidly complicated. Even French people don't understand it. I mean, English grammar is stupid too. It doesn't, like, actually mean anything. Any rule that is a rule has something that breaks it. I don't know what I want to do for the walls in here. I feel like I'm making this like a boring beige mom house. So I guess that's what we're going to go with. And I love my mom, but that's kind of her house vibe, sadly. She does have interesting art, but beyond that. Although I guess she doesn't want it to be like that. My mom lives in this, like, super fucking nice, like, mountain house, and she's jealous of our house because she hates, like, their house. Because they didn't build the house. It's just, like that. And it's really expensive to get anything remodeled because it's on a mountain. So getting shit up there is really hard. But she's jealous of our house because it's, like, cozy and, like, fun. It's not, like... Because their house is kind of modern, and it's not, like, super modern, but she doesn't really like modern houses. I like colorful things. I have a bunch of stuff on my walls, and I want to paint, we have this, like, little wall in our entryway to our house, and I have, some swords that I've got at, like, conventions and stuff, hanging up on it. And I want to paint that wall a fun color so it, like, pops. But we have to take all the stuff off of it to do that. And I don't have money to buy paint. And also I don't know how to do that. So I'm going to have to learn how to do it. And it's basically a pain in the ass. So I haven't done it yet. But it will be painted a fun color. I'm thinking probably yellow since the swords are red. I feel like it would look cool. Both the swords are red. Yeah, it's really annoying. I get, like, at the end of the day, like, it's, you know, whenever it's not medical terms, like, special interest isn't, like, a medical term. It's not the end of the world, but it's really annoying because I feel obnoxious using any of those terms now. Like, I don't want to say something as my special interest, especially because so many people will take something is my special interest to mean I'm an expert in it. Like, people will say that to imply that they are an expert in whatever it is that they're talking about. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, no, you are not. Like, yeah, you probably know more than the average person. I know more about, like, religion than the average person, but I'm also not someone with a degree in theology or philosophy, so also no. But people will present it like their special interest makes them an expert in something. And I'm like, you can just say, like, I've researched this a lot, or, like, I'm really interested in this, instead of being like, well, actually, I'm autistic and this is my special interest, so I'm, like, basically an expert on it. No, you're not. You are not. I am not. They are not. No, that's not a thing. Unless it is so much of a special interest that you went and got a degree in it, then no. That, like, in particular just really irritates me, because I'm like, that's not a credential. Being autistic is not, like, a credential for anything. And also, something could be your special interest and not know a lot about it, too. Like, you could just like different aspects of it than something that would require researching it a lot. That, like, in particular just really irritates me. Yeah, I mean, because people don't know what special interest means. They think it just means thing that you really like or are really interested in. Like, I don't even say Avatar is a special interest, even though I'm really, really into it, because I've only been, like, into it for a couple years, whereas, like, with religion, that's been, like, a lifelong, like, interest, basically. Like, since I learned it was a thing, I was like, what the fuck is going on with this? Like, from day one. So I do consider it that, because it's, like, long running too. But a lot of times people just think, like, oh, I'm really into this thing right now, is, like, special interest. And I'm like, no. Even if you are autistic and you're really into something, like, it doesn't make it a special interest. Being excited is not a credential, finally. Yeah, no, fucking literally. Like, I get, like, I'm not saying you can't know more about it than the average person because it's your special interest. You probably do. Most people do. But, like, that is not a credential. If you do know more about it, then just say that information. Like, okay, cool. What is it that you know that you want to share that you think other people might not know? Instead of, like, well, I'm basically an expert. Like, no, you're not. You're really not. HQ, I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm not following the, like, sentence structure of it. I am dumb. I feel bad for people who are actually nonverbal and have to deal with their term being watered down. Yeah. To a degree, I understand autistic people using the term going nonverbal as in when they, like, physically cannot speak, but it's not permanent. I know it's still not technically what it means. I just have more sympathy for it than just people saying that in general when they just mean I'm quiet or I'm nervous or whatever. But, like, at the end of the day, like, it means that you either cannot talk or can talk a very, very minimal, like, small amount of words or context or whatever. Like, people who generally can't talk. I hate dealing with cabinets because they always have these, like, stupid, like the repeating things, and I don't want to put it over a window or over the trim. I guess we'll just have stupid cabinets. Or I guess I can move the windows. I think I'll change the windows. I'll put the cabinets in first, and then I'll go change the windows. Yeah, I mean, I agree, but also I think like part of the thing with college, especially in like STEM fields and stuff, or really just, in general, honestly, is learning how to think critically. Like that's unfortunately, at least here, something that's not really taught in school. Like you're taught to read and recite in like high school and middle school and stuff, and then, after that, good luck, whatever. Like you're not taught to figure things out on your own. And I think that that is something that a lot of people learn how to do in college is basically how to think for themselves. I mean, I know it depends on like what your major is and what school you're going to and shit, but like overall, I think it can help people think more critically as well. And also now you have like context for those things and you're not possibly being fed misinformation or having like, basically, oh my god, I lost what I was gonna say. Basically like learning things in a context where you can ask questions or where you can be corrected for mistakes and are expected to work on that instead of, argue about it. Because a lot of people online, like if they're corrected in something, it's like, oh, well, I'm going to argue about it now instead of like, okay, what can I do to learn more about this or to improve that? It's just like, no, actually you're wrong. And then it's just a bunch of people spewing things that are all wrong at each other. And no one's ever considering that maybe that might be true and they need to like look into it further or think about why, why they believed something that was untrue, etc. Like it's very, I guess it's very non-productive, I guess is the point. Like it's not, people don't learn things online generally. I mean, don't get me wrong, like people do. I learn a lot of the things that I talk about online, but like when people like talk about it online, a lot of the time it's like a I'm right and you're wrong, not like a let's have a discussion kind of thing, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I went to a private school for kids with autism in 11th and 12th grade. Um and honestly, like even just disregarding the fact that it was like specifically for, I think it was like, I mean, it was mostly just kids with like developmental or learning difficulties. It wasn't specifically autism, but most people that were autistic. And we had so many classes at that school that I was like, why are these not in public school? Like, we had a class called pragmatics that was like, whenever people graduate and they're like, why didn't we get taught how to do this in school? And it's like setting up a bank account or writing a check or paying taxes or registering to vote or like, etc. Like life skills that aren't like reliant on like a specific subject. They're just like life skills or like even budgeting for grocery shopping. And we had a class for that. Like we took a field trip to a grocery store and I don't think we actually ended up buying anything. I mean, we were allowed to buy stuff, but we didn't actually have to because they weren't just going to, like, give us money. But we basically had to, like, budget a certain amount of money and pick out food for, a certain amount of time, whatever. And we were, like, taught how to do that. And it's, that's a useful skill to have, how to budget whenever you buy your groceries. Or, like, we had a thing where we, like, fake did taxes or we even went on in senior year, we went on a field trip to go register to vote. And people who were 17 pre-registered and people who were 18 actually registered. Like, it wasn't just, like, learning how to do it, but we actually went to go register to vote. Which is the reason that I was registered to vote, by the way. I didn't know how to do that, and the place by my house was to register to vote was obnoxious as shit. So I didn't want to go there, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. So I ended up, like, I probably wouldn't have been registered to vote by the next election if I hadn't gone with my school to go do it. And it was like, it was genuinely useful. Like, I know how to write a check now. I know how to cash a check and a money order. And I know how to, like, manage my bank account and how to use an ATM. And, like, and those seems like easy things to do because eventually you get the hang of them. But, like, initially when you're, like, 18, fresh out of high school, it's like, wait, what the fuck do I do with this? And to be fair, we did have a thing on paying taxes, but I'm so bad at math that my dad does my taxes because I will unintentionally commit tax fraud by being so bad at math. But I do technically know how to do it. I don't actually do it because I'm so bad at math. But I don't know, point being it was very useful. We also had it was also like mixed with a home ec class. So we also had like cooking things, like we learned how to cook, and also like we were allowed freedom with it and whatever, and it was very fun. Except that there was a whole thing at the end of the year with pragmatics class where I was basically mute at that school. And I absolutely fucking lost my shit. Deserved. Everyone else there was very surprised that not only was I talking to people, but I was going the fuck off, but it was also at a kid that everyone disliked for a good reason, and he got away with everything, so it was kind of like, yeah, go off. But point stands. It was very good. It was useful. And that also kind of applied to, like, you know, the other classes, too. A lot of it was more kind of in line with that, like, learning how to think for yourself while still learning the material, as opposed to, like, memorize this thing and write it down. Okay, sorry, I was ignoring chat. I'm looking at the thing. School is teaching how to do life as based. Yeah, it was a really good school. I liked it a lot. Church kind of teaches how to do life. It is mixed with, like, theories, even if they even count as that, on what the origin of what we favor is like. I don't really, I mean, I guess it probably does depend on the church. I won't say no church does that, but I don't think church is really the place to be learning things like that. I guess ultimately, if church is teaching you how to pay taxes or budget your grocery bill, I'm glad people are getting those skills in general, but I would much rather them not be tied down to something negative. But that being said, it does depend on the church. There are churches who do and churches who I'm sure don't, but yeah. I'm horrible at math. It's mainly the way it's taught, though. Literally failed test, LMAO. Or first test. Yeah, I did really horrible in math. I can understand math okay when it has a meaning. I have dyscalculia, so, like, part of the thing with math for me is, like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, nothing means anything, so nothing can do anything if it doesn't mean anything. And I'm not good at math in the context of, like, physics or chemistry. I can do it, sort of, in comparison to, like, normal math. Because it means something. Like, if there's, like, and, like, even if you just arbitrarily assign each letter or number, like, okay, this represents, I don't know, a fucking apple or whatever, that doesn't mean anything to me. Like, it's not useful in any way. But if I'm like, oh, okay, this represents an actual thing that exists, and then this represents another actual thing that exists, I guess, like, basically word problems, but, like, in a context where the word problems actually represent something real, I'm able to sort of do it. Again, not well, but, like, at all. But otherwise, I'm, like, really horrible at math. I was in, like, pre-algebra until I graduated. Well, technically, I took a GED because I had issues where I dropped out halfway through senior year. But I technically graduated early because I got my GED before I would have graduated, so. Double-edged sword. But I passed every other GED, like, well, first time, whatever. The math one I took 4 times. And after you fail it a third time, you have to pay for it. You pay for it to take all of them at once, at least where I went. And then you get, like, a couple chances on each of them. And then after the 4th time, you have to pay again. So I had to pay for my 4th math GED. And I got the lowest possible passing score. I did good in English and science. Average in history, just fine. And then I got the literal lowest possible passing score in math. And I think the only reason that I even got that was because whenever I was taking the math GED, I was really, really deep in an eating disorder, and there were multiple questions about calories, and I was like, oh, well, I can do math if it's about calories. Okay, give me that. If this was the whole test, I would have gotten fucking flying colors. But anyway, math sucks. I don't like math. My private school is, like, advanced with math. I should not be in math, the math I'm in right now. Since my school was for, like, kids with disabilities and stuff, I was lucky. I was allowed to be in the same class as everyone my age, but I was being given work that was for, like, 3 grades underneath me. It was very sad. I'm really bad at math. I really like the Essence of Calculus / other math videos on YouTube. Shows the really useful concepts all visually with manual calculating. I might have to look that up. It's probably just because of being forced to do math and hating it so much, but I really dislike math. I'm fine with math whenever it's in, like, science videos or, like, science things in general, but if it's, like, on its own and it's not connected to something else I care about, i.e. essentially calories or science, I'm not particularly invested. Dude, okay, Gemilite, literally same. I was such a fucking teacher's pet in English to where everyone in that class didn't like me. But in math, I was like, I was, like I said, I was literally like getting work from 3 grades behind me, and I was still failing it. For context, a lot of the kids at the school also had dyslexia. It was mostly kids with dyslexia and autism, because the principal who owned and founded the school has dyslexia and autism, which is why he started school. So a lot of them were really good at math and not good at English, but I love English. I mean, like, I write scripts, like, I love writing essays. I hate fiction writing, but I love writing essays. I did my ex-boyfriend's, I wrote an essay for my ex-boyfriend. He didn't even ask me to. He just was, like, miserable writing it. And I was like, it was about GMOs, by the way, which is actually what got me interested in the topic of GMOs. And I was like, I'll write it. And he was like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I like writing essays. Give me it. And I just let him put his name on it because I just like writing essays. But point being, I enjoy nonfiction writing. And we had there wasn't really any creative writing in that class unless we wanted there to be. We had like a journal at the beginning of class that we were allowed to write basically whatever we wanted as long as we wrote something. So you could do creative writing for that or whatever, which I actually did do a little bit, but it was mostly like essays and book reports and stuff like that. But I loved that English class, and I pissed everyone off because I would finish super fast and then I would still get a good grade, and the teacher kind of doted on me for it, and it pissed a bunch of people off. You mean the book The Outsiders? That's the only context of which I know that. I haven't read that since, like, 8th grade, I think. No, wait, no, I read that in public school, so it must have been in 7th grade. I remember liking it. I don't remember much about it other than, like, I know someone dies, and it's kind of sad, and it's, like, 50s or, like, something that's... And there's, like, the pony boy thing is from that. That's all I remember. That's my... But to be fair, how long ago was 7th grade? That was, like, 2013. So that was, like, over 10 years ago. I haven't read it in over 10 years, so I have an excuse for not remembering it. Oh, it's the 60s. I just remember it's, like, the slicked... Like, the... What do they call them? Like, the slicked back hair and leather jackets and stuff. Oh, my God. I was not playing Sims. I'm so sorry. There's nothing going on the screen. I got distracted. Oh, 2 people. I only remember 1 person dying. Okay. Maybe I should reread that. I remember liking it. I just don't really remember anything about it other than what I said and that I liked it. Greasers. Thank you. Okay. I was like, I don't know what the word is, but I know that there is one. I like the shape of this bed, but really all the swatches are kind of wonky for this house. Like, they're too... Either the wood or the bedding is too bright. That works, I guess. This is gonna be the master bedroom. Well, no. Because this guy's bigger, but this one has a bathroom. There's not really anywhere to put a bathroom over here. This will be the master bedroom, even though it's smaller. Or I guess I don't need the living room to be this big, though, so... I'll just make the living room smaller, and then it can't be the master bedroom. Oh, the last thing I saw you say... Oh, wait, no, I didn't see it. I see it now. Remembering the time when I had a circulatory system project and I made the gas exchange like an illegal drug trade. That's funny. How... Sims... Sorry, y'all know I'm bad at multitasking. It's, like, not... It's not a skill I have. Yeep. There we go. Okay. Now it makes sense for it to be master bedroom, and I can put, like, a little desk in there and shit. Because you're a child, and I want to not have children following my Twitter, and I knew you would follow it as soon as I made it, so... I want to have more freedom on what I post without worrying about children following me. What's your favorite video game and least favorite religion? Those are two very unrelated but amusing questions. I mean, Sims is probably the video game I play the most because I can do a lot of different things with it, but, like, actually favorite video game, and I'm not counting VR chat because it's not even, like, a video game. It's just, like, a live chat room. I'm gonna look at my Steam, because even though I really like The Sims, I wouldn't actually say it's The Sims. Like, I play it a lot because it's easy to play, but I don't think it's, like, really my favorite game. It's just the easiest to, like, just randomly play. Oh, I really like Niche. I haven't played that in a while, actually, but I really like that game. And Cooking Simulator. I did a stream a long time ago called Giving People Food Poisoning and Cooking Simulator. There's a VR version of it. It's really fun. Also, Ancestors. That's a fun game. I'm really bad at it, but it's fun. I'm not good at video games. And I guess, like, favorite childhood video game is definitely Uncharted 2. I love the Uncharted series. I played all of them as a kid, and Uncharted 2 is objectively the best one. So, Uncharted 2. So, somewhere between Sims, Uncharted 2, and probably Cooking Simulator. And least favorite religion is probably either Jehovah's Witnesses or Pentecostals. Yeah, no, actually, I take that back. It's Pentecostals. Which I guess is a denomination of Christianity, but I'm still counting it. Why do I go through soda so fast? What the fuck? I'm gonna kill myself. I'm killing myself right now, immediately. They gave me non-diet soda, and I just drank a whole fucking can of it. I'm gonna kill myself. I ordered diet soda. Well, okay, I'm gonna finish it, because whatever, but... Well, I couldn't taste the difference. It tastes the same. Which I guess is good. But I don't want to drink a whole pack of diet soda. I have money left over. I'm buying more soda right now. I'm mad at this. Did I actually... Well, okay, now, sorry, I'm distracted now. I have to look at my Walmart and see if I actually ordered this and just thought it was diet soda and it wasn't, or if they just gave me the wrong thing. Because I am irritated very strongly at this current moment by that, and that I realized it after drinking it as well. Nope, it said caffeine-free, not sugar-free. I'm gonna kill myself immediately. Time to order more soda, I guess. Diet, cherry, 7-Up, because that's what I got, except it's not diet. Sorry, I'm having a moment. Why the fuck is it $32? Can I not just buy one case of it? Oh, they don't have the normal one. Fine. Just normal 7-Up then. No, I have an eating disorder, so I don't want to drink a whole case of diet soda. Or non-diet soda. And also, I go through like a 12-pack of soda in like 2 days, so that's ungodly to be not diet soda. I am ending my life. Like, actually. It's only $5. Kidding, I'm just buying more soda. This is so mean. I hate Walmart. Why did they make it look the same? I mean, I will be drinking water now. But... Oh no, did I do it for pickup? I did. Oh well, I'll just pick it up. It's just one thing. Anytime after 11 tomorrow. Okay. I am so mad. I'm very displeased. I am thoroughly displeased. I'm sorry you had to see my moment. I was looking over to pick it up, and then I realized it said 140 calories per can, and I was like, what the fuck? Because some diet soda has like 10 calories, but like that's not normal. Sorry, I'm dealing with the soda situation. I'm very displeased. Okay, it's fine. I ordered more soda, but I can't get it till tomorrow. I'm very upset that I drank it before noticing that. That's my main being pissed off. Existential crisis in real time. Yeah. This is not what you signed up for, but it is what you're getting. I'm trying to move on and not think about it. It's fine. We're going back to The Sims. I'm not thinking about it. This is not affecting me in any way. We're fine. I'm coping. This is what cope looks like. I'm trying so hard to not have a moment. You do not understand. I kind of already had a moment, but to not extend the moment. How do you drink alcohol then? I've actually been drinking a lot less. But usually I just do unhealthy things to account for it. But I have actually been drinking a lot less because I used to, for some reason, my brain just loved alcohol enough that I didn't care about the calories in it. My brain has decided to stop feeling that way, so... What would snowshoe broth taste like? Cat broth? I don't know. The snowshoe comes from the breed of cat, so probably like a cat. Which I feel like probably wouldn't taste very good. I don't recommend eating cats. Oh, thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. Oh my god, it has a little guy. He's running. Oh, no, I was freaking out about the non-diet soda. Sorry, let me scroll up. The most recent comment that I see from you says, I have a hard time differentiating Pentecostal and evangelical. I don't know if it didn't go through or if I'm just blind, though. Also, Pentecostals and evangelicals are like a square and a rectangle. All Pentecostals are evangelicals, but not all evangelicals are Pentecostals, basically. I never know how to react when people give me money. I feel so bad. But I very appreciate it. Replenishing my $5 from buying soda. Yeah, the vape is loud. My boyfriend hates the sound of my vape. It pisses him off. Oh, I feel bad that you sent me money because you felt bad, though. Well, I very appreciate it. Thank you. I love this couch, but there's not a version that really works in this room. I guess the white one, but that's boring. They should make more couches like these couches from Dream Home Decorator. I really like them. You can make, like, fun-shaped couches, too, like the ones with the little sticky-out things or whatever. Although I'm not doing that here because I don't have space for it or, like, a reason to do that. But I think it's my fault for distracting you. It'd be like that. Also, I was distracted by the soda more than anything else. Oh, yeah, no, honestly, The Sims is really just there so that it's not a blank screen. I am physically incapable of multitasking. So usually whenever I... Oh, thank you! Thank you. Usually whenever I stream, I get distracted about whatever I'm talking about, and then I stop doing whatever is happening on the screen. And then I remember that I was supposed to be doing something, and then I go back to it. But because I don't like watching live streams where there's not something going on, like, on the screen, even if it's not the main point of the live, so I always try and avoid doing that, but I'm really bad at multitasking, so you should see whenever I'm drawing. Usually whenever I'm drawing, I do like a little doodle, and then that's the only thing I draw the entire time, and it just stays up on screen. So honestly, this is an improvement. You're not old, you're small. That's because this channel has only existed for like 2 or 3 years, so that's not old. It's always funny to me whenever, like, people who are not adults think that they're old. I don't know. No shade. I'm not saying that to be mean at all, because I've been there, but it's funny to me. Like, I'm not even old, and I can't even rent a car, which is really annoying, actually, because I'm going to FWA with one of my friends, and I have to fly there, and I'm gonna have to take either a shuttle or an Uber to get to the Airbnb, which is gonna suck. I don't like doing that. Because I can't, and I would just rent a car if I could rent a car, but you have to be 25 to rent a car, which I think is really dumb. And I will be 24 by FWA, but that's still not 25, so... Sorry, now I'm just bitter that I can't rent a car. It's sad. I don't understand. Oh yeah, my old channel. Rest in peace. Bro's dead. It actually, you know what's really funny is apparently, if you stop getting a certain amount of views, you get unmonetized, like you lose your partner program thing, and I had not logged into that animation account in, like, probably a year. I think I logged into it to upload, like, something for VR chat karaoke, but that's, like, literally it, and that's obviously not monetizable, and it was also unlisted. And I hadn't uploaded or even used that account in so long that it got unmonetized, which is, like, it didn't make me any money to begin with because 90% of my content had copyrighted songs and the other stuff was, like, 5 seconds. So it wasn't like it affected it at all. It was just, like, I was like, oh, why did the revenue thing go away? And I'm like, oh, because I don't fucking use this account. That's why. Living room. I want to put a fireplace because they look nice, but the fireplace literally always catches the house on fire. Like, it's just inevitable. It will happen. I guess I don't know if I'm even actually going to plan this house or if I'm just, like, building it for the vibes, though, so we'll do a fireplace. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to delete it or anything. I want to say, the main reason I even started posting there in the first place, like, why that account exists, was just to, like, basically save my animations, because I always delete shit from my computer and then go, where did it go, and then I lose it forever. So the main point was to basically archive it, and then people started actually watching it, so I'm not going to, like, delete the account or anything. It's just very dead. I don't remember how I do this guy to, like, reach out. I don't... Is it this? I think it's this. And then turn this way. Yeah, okay, that's how you do it, but I want to scoot it over. Yeah, I'm still proud of that meme, actually. It was kind of hard, and yeah. I wish the editing on it was better, but I'm pleased with it, because it's really hard for me to animate, like, Anthro. So, it was an experience. But other than the kind of garbage editing on it, I like it. I'm not displeased with it. There's a lot of my old animations that I'm like, oh, this is horrible, but that's not one of them. I feel like the couch is too big. We don't need that big of a couch. This is definitely not making it more likely to start a fire to put plants next to it. Totally. Absolutely not. Okay, no one's ever actually going to live in this house, but I'm going to make it look like they have a cat, because I like it. I like cats. So, cat. Yay for custom content. I want... Oh, where's a cat tree? Do I have a custom cat? I do have a custom cat tree. I wish I had a cat tree like this in real life. It's so cute. I actually have one saved. There's a very similar one on, I think, Amazon or whatever it's called, Way something. But it's expensive, so I don't have it. They're gonna have a cat and a dog just because it's fun. Even though they don't exist. This is just a, like, not real house that no one's gonna live in, but still. I'm gonna put the box behind the couch because we used to do that. Building the house for aesthetic. Basically, have a wonderful day. Thank you. You too. That's a huge seating area. Yeah. The house is kind of too big, so I'm trying to actually fill it up. I'm really bad at gauging the size of my Sims houses in relative to, like, where the furniture will go. I just like the shape and then I go with it. It doesn't really match the style. Maybe over here. Yeah, that's better. I know that's covering the door. I'm gonna move the door in a second. Just that. No. Oh my god, the walls are so blank in here. Like, this is so empty. The fuck? Yeah, the cats and dogs pack. I don't know what to put over here. This looks like too empty to just cover it with, like... I still could put a little bar. Sometimes I put that in there. Or, like, the little wine. What's the... No, there's a little cellar thing. My character's name isn't actually Snowshoe. His name is Speckles, but he is a snowshoe cat, so Snowshoe. But yeah, he doesn't see a vet. He hates going to the doctor. Oh, I love this little thing. I have to put this in the kitchen since I found it, because it's really annoying to find. Oh, I forgot I didn't put more... I meant to put more windows in here, and I never did. I should do that while I'm thinking about... Well, okay, I'll just go through the decorations, and I'll finish the kitchen before I go back to doing that, actually. Yes, I am hitting the vape. I am always hitting the vape. I have a problem. What is the Pizza Hut video on TikTok? I'm very confused. Oh, I totally forgot about that. Oh yeah, the little animation I did of him sitting in inside Pizza Hut. I miss those. I don't think they exist anymore, or if they do, I haven't seen one in like 700 years, and it makes me sad. Rest in peace, Pizza Huts with an inside. You are missed. I usually don't clutter the kitchen that much because it's annoying to put, like, actually use the counters, but there's so many counters in here, I don't know if I need to worry about that. It's not smoke, it's a vape. It doesn't smell like a cigarette. I do cigarettes on rare occasions, but only when I can't afford vape juice, which thankfully has not been an issue as much recently, so I haven't had to do that as often. I technically still have cigarettes, I just haven't used them in a while. They're living in a box. I exclusively, if I do smoke cigarettes, I exclusively smoke the fucking menthol Lucky Strikes. Because they're cheap, and I like menthols. That's about it. Don't smoke, kids. This is not an endorsement of smoking, it's the opposite. It's out of pure desperation. Why does it smell like BPD medication in here? Honest moment, I hate weed. I hate weed. I despise it. No shade to anyone who smokes. My boyfriend is a massive stoner. But I cannot seem to find a single enjoyable thing about weed. I am not a weed enjoyer. I would rather do pretty much any other drug except maybe heroin. But tobacco flavored vapes are like Schrodinger's cigarette. They kind of are, though. I used to have a Vuse whenever my old vape broke, just because they're cheap and you can get them at a gas station, and I always just got the tobacco flavored ones because I really don't. Even though I like menthol cigarettes, I don't like any vape flavors that have mint in them. They're really annoying. They just like, I don't know. So they like hurt my throat. So I would always get the, because Vuse doesn't have like a lot of flavors. It's just like, I think there's just tobacco and mint. So I always got the tobacco ones. I mean, honestly, good. Don't vape or smoke. I only started vaping because of my eating disorder. And then, I mean, I guess I'm kind of relapsing now, but regardless of the status of my eating disorder, I just was addicted to it after that. And I was like, I don't have any desire to quit. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. we enjoy it while we got it. It's also almost like a stim at this point, honestly. Like, I don't know what to do with my hands if I don't have my vape. Which is probably not good, but... See, I don't, like, panic or anything when I smoke weed. I just, like, I don't like how it makes me feel. It makes me feel stupid. Like, it makes my brain feel like it's not working. Like, I used to do ketamine, so, like, it's not, like, the slow part that's a problem, but it's, like, I can't even, I can't, like, form a coherent thought, let alone, like, vocalize a coherent thought, and it makes me so frustrated that, and also just, like, the physical high I don't enjoy either. It just makes me it's just not a pleasant feeling. Plus I don't enjoy the mental or the physical part. Basically, there's nothing I like about it. There's been like 1 or 2 times ever that I enjoyed it, but honestly it was because I was being deprived of alcohol and I was like, this is the only substance I have access to. So okay, we have windows now. Please be responsible with substances. I am not saying this to encourage substance use, if anything. The opposite. Please be responsible. Someone just mentioned the vape, so I was talking about it. Yeah, actually, shrooms are legal in Colorado, which is awesome. Like, normal, like, psilocybin shrooms. Yeah, I actually, do them occasionally. My thing with them is I like them, but a lot of people like tripping with people around them, and I don't. I've done shrooms, DMT, and acid, and I just do not... Like, it's not like I get, like, uncomfortable or, like, it's unpleasant to be around other people. I just, like... I like my side quests. I like to go enjoy the trip without having to worry about other people worrying about me or talking or answering to people. I just want to enjoy the vibes. So I do really like shrooms, but I don't do them very often because if I do, it becomes a leave me alone for like 3 to 6 hours kind of thing. So I usually get them in lemonade. The way that they work in Colorado is they're legal to own, they're legal to grow, they're legal to consume. It's everything but selling them is legal, basically. But you can gift them. So a lot of people will, like, sell something else and then just gift you shrooms. But the other thing you're buying, you're really just buying for the shrooms, but it's legal. So we buy them from a guy, and he just gives us stickers with them. And the stickers are technically the thing we're buying. But he, and they're little mushroom stickers. They're very cute. But he has, like, these lemonades that have 1 gram in them. And they're good lemonade. I think he makes the lemonade because at one point he forgot that I wanted lemonade and not just like the shrooms, and he was like, "Oh wait, I'm gonna be late. Give me a second. I have to make the lemonade, and I have to go buy lemons." And I was like, "Oh, okay," because it tastes like real lemonade. So I think he actually like makes the lemonade. I mean, it's probably just like lemons, water, and sugar and mushrooms, but I don't know. He's cool. I like him. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like cigarettes. I just get really, really unpleasant without nicotine, so they're my last resort. I can't afford vape juice thing, but I would not say I like them. I guess there's rare occasions where I'm like, oh, I want a cigarette instead of vape, but like not very often. And usually they give me like, they like actually hurt my throat, unlike the vape. Not while I'm actively smoking them, but like after, which is really annoying. So I generally try and avoid them. When life gives you lemons, shrooms, basically. They're really cheap too. I don't know if it's just because they're legal or if our guy's name is Scott, or if Scott is just awesome. But it's like only $20 for a gram, and like you can like properly trip with a gram. I mean, you can do more than that, but even then, like if you got 2 grams, it would only be $40. Because I've seen people say, like, places where it's not legal that it's, like, $60 or something ridiculous like that for 1 gram. And I'm like, that's so sad. This channel is cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, but it's nice that they're legal because, one, I'm not worried about getting arrested. And, two, I think it does contribute to them being cheaper. Although, technically, acid isn't legal. Shrooms and DMT are legal, because they like come from the same substance or whatever. Like they're very similar chemically, but acid is not, so it's technically not legal, but also they don't really enforce anything around it to my knowledge, so it's kind of, like whatever, basically. But shrooms and DMT are legal. Is it like the I can't pronounce that mushroom. The ones with little spots on them. Onions are legal. I love onions. My grandpa used to just cut up red onions, like dice them, and then just eat them with a spoon. Honestly, I support him in that. That was a good endeavor. I probably wouldn't do that without some... yeah, that. I can't pronounce it, but Xander, yes, that. That is what I was thinking of, but I can't pronounce it. Oh, hi, Rice. We're talking about shrooms. My boyfriend, every time we've gotten shrooms, they don't work on him because he's on SSRIs, and the way that shrooms work, they, like, attach to serotonin receptors or something, so they can't... it's not like it's not like with Molly, because if you take Molly on SSRIs, you will get serotonin syndrome and die. It's not like that. Like, it's dangerous. They just don't really do anything. And it's so sad, but he actually recently is changing his medication, so we're gonna try and get some soon and see if they work on him after he's weaned off of them and, like, got it out of his system and whatever. Scott does have chocolate, but I've never tried it. I don't know. I really hate the texture of mushrooms, like, not just psilocybin mushrooms, just mushrooms in general. Which is why I buy them in the lemonade, because they're like ground up and you can just kind of chug it and generally avoid having to mushroom texture. But I'm worried that the chocolates will have like grainy or soft, like, I don't know, the mushroom will be like in it, and I don't want to do that. But also I think the bar that he has is like 5 grams or something ridiculous like that. So part of me wants to, because like it's still more expensive than the lemonade, but it's, like, cheaper than buying 5 grams of the lemonade, so I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe I'll try it someday, but I'm scared of the texture. They don't taste lovely. I've had them outside the lemonade. I've had them on, I think we put it on pizza, because one of our friends, we went to go visit them, they live in a different state that's not, like, super far, like, where we can't go visit, but they don't, like, live near us, and we went to go visit them, and we had made this joke about doing shrooms together and putting it on pizza, and we did actually do that, and it wasn't as bad on pizza because there were other things, but it was still very unpleasant. I would not recommend just eating them. You can make them into a tea. That's what my brother does. They're less strong if you do that, and you also can't really gauge how strong it is. Which, to be fair, you can't really do in general, because some mushrooms have more psilocybin than others, but it's harder, you know. When it's already hard to begin with, it's harder when you make them into a tea. And my brother also has ARFID, actually, and that's what he would do, is he would make them into a tea. And he usually put, like, actual tea in it with it. So he would put, like, I think he did, like, green tea. Like, you boil the mushrooms in the water. I don't know how to do it. I've only ever drank it whenever he made it. And then after that, once it was already hot, he would just put a tea bag in it, so it tasted like tea, and, like, sugar and whatever. And that was what he did with them. I mean, you could probably put other things in it. Like, I don't know, you could put it in soup or something, probably. I just know that he did it in tea, but I don't see why you couldn't mix the mushroom water with, like, a bouillon cube or something instead. Instead of putting a tea bag, put, like, a chicken bouillon cube or something in there. I don't know. Make mushroom chicken noodle soup. That being said, Casper, don't do that until you're an adult, please. Oh, salvia scares me. I want to try it because everything I've heard about it sounds so interesting, but also it scares the shit out of me because the first time I heard of it was a guy who jumped out of his window while doing it, like a video of him that he posted of himself jumping out of the window, and it wasn't a super high window, but, like, still, he broke his nose and his arm or something. It was all bloody. And then some guy who said on salvia he was, like, felt like he lived 20 years as a family's ceiling fan. Like, that he was like a sentient ceiling fan and watched this, like, kid grow up in the house that he was a ceiling fan in, and saw the wife cheat on the husband and couldn't tell them because he was a ceiling fan. And I'm like, I want to try salvia because that sounds fucking ridiculous, but also, what the fuck? It's one of those things that I'm like, what? It's like so, I don't expect it to be a good trip, but I feel like it's such an experience that I just, like, want to experience it, but also it scares the shit out of me. Don't try it. I've heard stories. It's not something I'm, like, seriously considering trying unless if it's presented to me. Like, if I don't have to go out of my way to acquire it, but I just find myself in a situation where it is accessible, I probably will try it. But I'm not going to actively seek it out. Yeah, right. Like, it's not like I expect it to be, like, a good, fun trip, like, when I do shrooms or, like, acid or whatever, but I feel like it's an experience worth having, even if it's a bad one. But also, like, that sounds kind of horrible. Yeah, I would not really encourage anyone to do it, including myself, honestly. But it's just so odd. Bad times can still make good memories. It's so weird. I don't know. I'm very intrigued by it, but the guy jumping out of the window definitely freaked me out. That, like, I'll do something that I don't know I'm doing. That's the main thing that freaks me out about it. The bad trip aspect freaks me out a lot less than the, like, not knowing what my body is doing. I don't want to end up, like, hurting my pets or my partner or myself or breaking something or running out into the street. I don't know. I don't want to, that part freaks me out. Start doing pass. No, I'm good. I think I'll pass on that one, personally. Oh, my soda. I can't drink my soda. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get water. Evil soda. I might actually just get off. I'm tired. And I might cancel my soda order and just go buy soda right now, to be completely honest. I hate that I drank that without looking at it. That's gonna haunt me. Every soda I get forever, I'm going to like meticulously look at the label because that is gonna fucking haunt me. Okay. Bye, guys.